Hello, I'm Dr. Jigare Panchal, an occupational therapist. So this is the final video on arthroplasty, and we have total 4 parts of it. This is the final and fourth part. Stay tuned to our channel to know more orthopedic topics and to understand the procedure regarding that as well. Thank you. So if so here we will be talking about knee replacement, total knee replacement. So if the knee is severely damaged by arthritis or injury, it may be hard to perform for the individual the simple activities such as walking or climbing stairs. So they begin to feel pain while even sitting or lying down. So that are the major problems in our country as such, in our society also in community, the knee problems, which are the major problems. So we should be considering these issues, and you will come across many patients who are going through TKR, total knee replacements. And so this pain is a very much harmful and to be considered at a point of time. So if non-surgical treatments like medications and using walking supports are no longer harmful, then the person may want to consider for the TKR, total knee replacement surgery. So total knee replacement surgery is a safe and effective procedure to relieve pain, correct leg deformities, and help the person to resume normal activities. So the knee replacement surgery was first performed, let me tell you, was in 1968. Since then, improvements in surgical materials and techniques have greatly increased its effectiveness. So total knee replacements are one of the most successful procedures in all of the medicine, and it just began to exploring the treatment options and to come up to the final decision of the knee replacement surgeries. Just before that, we'll just like talk about the knee joint. The normal knee joint is the largest joint in the body, and having healthy knees is required to perform most everyday activities. So the knee is made up of a lower end of the thigh bone, that is femur. The lower end is the thigh bone, that is femur. The upper end of the shin bone, tibia, and the kneecap patella. The ends of these three bones are covered by the cartilage, articular cartilage, and a smooth substance that protects the bones and enables them to move easily within the joint. So further, the menisci are located between the femur and the tibia. These C-shaped wedges act as a shock absorbers that cushion the joint. Large ligaments hold the femur and tibia together and provide stability. The long thigh muscles give the knee strength. All remaining surfaces of the knee are covered by a thin lining called the synovial membrane. So this membrane releases a fluid that lubricates the cartilage, reducing friction to nearby zero in a healthy knee. Normally, all these components work in harmony, but disease or injury can disrupt this harmony, resulting in pain, muscle weakness, or reduced function. So, the most common cause of the chronic knee pain and the disability is arthritis. Although there are many types of arthritis, so most knee pain is caused by just three types of, that is osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or post-traumatic arthritis. So in osteoarthritis is a kind of age-related wear and tear type of arthritis, and it is usually occurs in people 50 years of age or an older, but may occur in younger people too. So the cartilage that cushions the bones of the knee softens and wears away. So the bone then rub against one another, causing knee pain and stiffness. That is the osteoarthritis issue, uh, and that's how the things occurs in osteoarthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis. This is a disease in which the synovial membrane that surrounds the joint becomes inflamed and thickened. So this chronic inflammation can damage the cartilage and eventually causes cartilage loss, pain, and stiffness. So rheumatoid arthritis is the most common form of a group of disorders termed as inflammatory arthritis. So post-traumatic arthritis. So this can follow a serious knee injury, fractures of the bones maybe surrounding the knee or tears of the knee ligaments may damage the articular cartilage over time, causing knee pain and limiting knee function. And that's how things takes place in the in these three causes of arthritis: osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or post-injury uh, uh, arthritis or post-traumatic arthritis, also called that. So a knee replacement, also called as knee arthroplasty, might be more accurately termed as knee resurfacing, basically, because only the surfaces of the bones are replaced. So as such, they conduct there are basically four steps. I can see in the images which are shown here as such. They prepare the bone, that is the damaged cartilage surfaces at the ends of the femur and the tibia are removed along with a small amount of the underlying bone. Then position the metal implants. So the removed cartilage in the bone is replaced with metal components that recreate the surface of the joint. These metal parts may be cemented or press fit into the bone. Further, resurface the patella. So the under surface of the patella, that is the kneecap, is cut and resurfaced with a plastic button. So some surgeons do not resurface the patella depending on the case actually. So insert a spacer, that is a medical grade plastic spacer is inserted between the metal components to create smooth gliding surface. And that's how that image I have shown in the next slide. So that's how the things takes place in the case of uh, total knee replacement. So the decision to have the total knee replacement surgery should be cooperative between the patient, the family, the doctor, and the surgeon as well. So there are several reasons to which decide on it, on which we can decide that whether the person should go for the TKR or not. So that can be severe knee pain or stiffness that limits everyday activities like walking, climbing stairs, or getting in and out of the chair. It may be hard to walk more than a few blocks without significant pain, and it may be necessary to use cane or walker. Moderate to severe pain again while resting or either day or even at night. Chronic pain with knee inflammation and swelling, uh, and that does not improve with the rest or medications. The knee deformities at the end is a person gets that is bowing in and out of the knee, valgus varus deformities. Failure to substantially improve with other treatments, like you take the person is taking any kind of anti-inflammatory medications, cortisone injections, lubricating injections, exercises, regular therapy, and other kind of surgeries. So um, so as such, again in this there is no absolute age or weight restrictions for the total knee replacement surgery. So recommendations for the surgery are again based on the patient's pain and disability, but not on the age. So most patients who undergo total knee replacement are in the age of 50 to 80, but the surgeons evaluate the patients individually. So total knee replacements have been performed successfully at all ages, from young teenager with juvenile arthritis to the elderly patient with degenerative arthritis. So there are certain factors which also determine, as I just mentioned, that there are certain pain factors which does not relieve at certain point. There is stiffness in the knee, or there is a chronic inflammation, moderate to severe pain, any kind of deformity form, and also with this there is no substantial kind of improvement in the condition of the knee. So these all factors, when they jumble together or they come up together and makes the functional performance inadequate. So that is the certain problem which the patient faces at the point of time. So it is good to understand in this case and to move forward and to be in that track. So Also, before doing this kind of surgery, the patient, the orthopedic surgeon also undergoes to certain kind of evaluation procedure to know the health of the knee, to see any kind of deformity, the inflammation, the structural damage of the cartilage or the articulating surfaces, uh, the bony surfaces, joint capsule, the weight of the person. Everything is to be determined before going through any kind of surgery, because as in the hip transplant or in the hip arthroplasty, for the knee also weight is very important, because the weight is more, the person will have that much of difficulty, and it will pose more of a issue on the metal plates and the articulating surfaces, because there is a direct loading of the weight or transfer of the weight from upper body to the lower or throughout the line. So that's why it is important to consider in these factors and to move forward in further direction. So there are certain orthopedic evaluations which is to be done in this form. These evaluations I'll be talking in the next slide. So the evaluation with the surgeon consists of very much and several components. So it can be medical history, physical evaluation, examination, X-rays, test, blood test, basically. So this all things to be kept in mind while the evaluation process is being considered. So the medical history, that is the surgeon will gather information about the general health, and may go to the extent about the daily routine procedure, the knee pain, occurrence of knee pain, and the ability to function. Because it is important to know the diet, the way the person is maneuvering throughout the day, his occupation. So that all is very much related to the knee pain as such, because occupational issues can also take place when the person is having any kind of a musculoskeletal pain, because the musculoskeletal pain is the part is very much related to the origin of the uh, pain, with the cause of the cumulative trauma disorder or work related musculoskeletal disorder. So these all disorders are very much related to the occupation of the person, and also the physical dynamics of the person. Physical examination of the knee is also important, that to assess the knee motion, stability, strength, overall leg alignment, that whether because of the deformity is there any change of alignment, because if the person has already has developed a certain level of deformity, and in that case if he is having the case of disalignment. See, the what happens is, because when the person is having disalignment, but if there is no pain, or if there is a minimal pain but the person is able to function, then that patient or the individual will not visit to doctor much frequently, unless it is restricting him or it is much more painful. But by the time the patient comes to the doctor, or for the evaluation or for the treatment or for any kind of investigation, sometimes it has been very much late as such, because the deformity is already sets in, the cartilage are already damaged, the articulating surfaces are already uh, waned off. So that is another problem, because it depends on the mentally of the individual. So that's why it is very much important that if even if there is subtle pain, it should be checked, and it's a kind of a primary prevention. Before the occurrence or before the diagnosis, we prevent any kind of hazard which is occurring here. So that's why in every occupational industrial region, they have certain campaigns, health checkups. So in that, this physical examination checkup is also very much vital for the persons with this kind of issues, or anyone, because uh, uh, every industry has all age criteria individuals working in it. Mostly means all age means more of a younger age to a middle age to little older or elderly, but not that old. But they are have crossed 30s, and there are certain individuals who are 50s. So they have a particular set of individuals. So it's not only for that industrial injuries, but also for the other individuals who may be females who are housewives. So they also have osteoarthritis and the occurrence of knee issues, and they go for TKR to a very large extent. So that is also to be considered. So that's why to know the physical examination of the knee is very much important, because for these reasons, and at a particular age it is supposed to be carried out. It is important to carry out this kind of evaluations on a regular basis, because many companies even tender their old employees in a very great deal. Just I'd like to share you just one part of it, that in the company, in the automobile company, that is Audi. So they have a proper age individual who are working in their company for more than 20, 30 years, 30 to 40 years. And all that individuals, they call them as silver liners of the company. The Audi group of company, or the Audi automobile factory in Germany, has named those group of individuals who are working for more than less than 30 to 40 years as silver liners of the company. So when this kind of companies were all tender such individuals, so they also take care that, and it is very important to take care of such individuals, that because of a so long working period, they should not develop any kind of musculoskeletal physical pain because of the occupation, as that is their part of life, that is their life. So there should be more of a pleasurable uh, journey in that way. Also, X-ray examinations. So images help to determine the extent of damage and deformity in the knee. Some tests to be conducted occasionally, blood test or advanced imaging such as MRI needed to determine the condition of the bone and the tissue of the knee. And also to see the surgeon who reviews the results of the evaluation, and deciding helps to know to get the decision whether to go for the total knee replacement, or medications or only therapy is required in the initial stage to avoid the chances of surgery. So, an important factor in deciding whether to have a total replacement surgery is understanding what the procedure can and cannot do. So, most people who have total knee replacement surgery experience a dramatic reduction in knee pain and significant improvement in the ability to perform common activities of daily living. But total knee replacement will not allow to do more than the person could do before he has developed arthritis. Obviously, the natural knee is very different, and the person who was performing as he was younger, or when he was performing before, when he was performing with his knee before arthritis, will be obviously very much different after the arthritis. So when normal use and activity with say kind of with normal use and activity, every knee replacement implant begins to wear in its plastic spacer. So the excessive activity or the weight may speed up the normal wear and may cause the knee replacement to loosen and become painful. So therefore, most surgeons advise against the high impact activities such as running, jogging, jumping, or other high impact sports for the rest of life after surgery. So, realistic activities following the knee replacement may include unlimited walking, swimming, golf, driving, light hiking, biking, ballroom dancing, or even other low impact sports. So, with appropriate activity modification, knee replacement can even last for many years. So there are certain complications in this knee replacement surgery that serious complications such as knee joint infection can occur in again 2% of the patients. Major medical complications such as heart attack or stroke occur even less frequently. Chronic illness may increase the potential for complications. Although uncommon, when these complications occur, they can prolong or limit full recovery. So it should be discussed thoroughly with the surgeon after the operation. Infection, again important, infection may occur in the wound or deep around the prosthesis. It may happen within days or weeks of the surgery. It may even occur years later. Major infections in the wound area are generally treated with antibiotics. Major or deep infections may require more surgery and removal of prosthesis. Any infection in the body can spread to the joint replacement. So that things to be taken care. Blood clots. So blood clots in the leg veins are more of the most common complications of the knee replacement surgery. So these clots can be life threatening if they break free and travel to the lungs. So the surgeons outline this major things and to know the leg exercises and periodic evaluation of the legs, lower leg exercises to increase circulation, support stockinets, medications to thin the uh, uh, the blood. Implant problems can also take place. The older implant designs or materials as well as surgical techniques continue to advance. Implant surfaces may wear down and the components may get loosened. Average around 115 degree of motion is generally anticipated after surgery. Scarring of the knee can occasionally occur, and motion may be more limited, particularly in the patients with limited motion after surgery. I mean, before surgery. Continued pain, even a small number of patients continue to have pain even after surgery replacement. So, this complications is rare. However, most patients experience excellent pain relief after replacement. So, it's not that 100% it is pain free once the person goes for after for the surgery. Neurovascular injury, again, so while rare, injury to the nerves or blood vessels around the knee can occur during surgery. So that all things occurs in the case of knee replacement and surgery. So when the individual is preparing for the surgery, there are certain medical evaluations. That is, if you decide to have, that is, it maybe if anyone decided to, so to go for a total knee replacement surgery. So there is certain physical examination which is to be conducted. That is, many patients with chronic medical conditions like heart disease may also be evaluated for the specialists such as cardiologists. Certain several tests are being done such as blood, urine samples, electrocardiogram, medications to be seen by before the surgery if the patient is under some medications. Dental evaluation, that is, although the incidence of infection after knee replacement is very low, but an infection can occur even a bacteria entered your bloodstream. That is, the to reduce the risk of infection, major dental procedures such as tooth extractions and periodontal work should be completed before the total knee replacement surgery. Urinary evaluations for to avoid any UTI infections. Social planning, that is, although maybe the person will be able to walk with cane, crutches, or a walker soon after surgery, the person may need for the several weeks a set tasks like cooking, shopping, bathing, or doing laundry. See, if the person is living alone, a social worker or discharge planner, so should be arranged before his discharge. His house modification should be done before the person gets discharged. Other home planning and certain measures to be taken at home before the patient reaches to home. The measures can be safety bars or a secure handrail in the shower or bathe, secure handrails along the stairways, a stable chair for the early recovery with a firm seat cushion with a height of 18 to 20 inches, a firm back, two armrests, and a footstool for intermittent leg elevation, a toilet seat raiser with arms, and if the toilet seat is too low. Further, a stable shower bench or chair for bathing, removing all loose carpets and cords, temporary living space on the same floor, because walking up and downstairs will be more difficult during the early recovery phases. So these are the household modifications just to be done. And during the surgery, there are many procedures. The anesthesia is given. So uh, so uh, most types of the anesthesia are general, that is to put the person asleep, or spinal, epidural, or regional nerve block anesthesia, in that the person are awake but the body is numb from the waist down. So the anesthesia team comes up. There are certain procedures then done. uh, uh, this kind of surgical procedures take 1 to 2 hours, and in that the orthopedic surgeon will remove the damaged cartilage and bone, and then position the new metal and plastic implants to restore alignment and function of the knee. These implants are figures I have shown before in the previous lectures. And after the surgery, they are moved to the recovery room, and to monitor the effects of anesthesia, and then take it to the hospital room for, and after that the or the discharge room. So that depends on the particular thing, that how it's occurring and how the things can be done. So further, taking into this, there are many other things which are done here. Then the rehabilitation phase comes actually at this point, that I'll be discussing in the next slide. So in the hospital, the pain management is done. So this is the medications how are prescribed for short-term pain relief after surgery. Many types of medications are available to help manage pain, including opioids, NSAIDs, uh, acetaminophen, and local anesthetics. So there, even the doctor prescribe medications in combinations. Also be aware, although opioids help relieve pain after surgery, they are a narcotic and can be addictive. So, but that is always given in the prescription, in a prescribed form for the patients. And blood clot prevention is very important. That is one or more measures to be taken to prevent blood clots and decrease leg swelling. So these may include special support hose, inflatable leg coverings, compression boots, and blood thinners. So that these are certain measures for the to avoid blood clot, like support hose, inflatable leg covers, compression boots, and blood thinners. Foot and ankle movement is also encouraged immediately following surgery to increase blood flow in the leg muscles to help prevent leg swelling and blood clots. Rehabilitation is also performed. That is, most patients can begin exercising their knees hours after surgery. Therapist teaches about the specific exercises to strengthen leg and restore knee movement to allow walking and normal daily activities as soon as after the surgery. To restore movement in the leg and knee, the surgeon may even ask for the knee support that slowly moves the knee while the person is in the bed. CPM, basically the continuous passive motion exercises machine, and as it is believed that CPM machine decreases leg swelling by elevating the leg and improves blood circulation by moving the muscles of the leg. But there is no evidence that says that these machines improve outcomes. So this is the image of the machine which I shown here, CPM machine, which and the continuous passive movement. Preventing pneumonia, it is also common for the patients to have shallow breathing in the early post-operative period. So this is usually due to effects of anesthesia, pain medications, and increased time spent in bed. So this shallow breathing can lead to a partial collapse of the lung termed as atelectasis, so which can make patients susceptible to pneumonia. So to prevent this, it is important to take frequent deep breaths, and there is a apparatus for this called a spirometer, which you provided by the nurse at the initial point of time. Then Wound care during the during the first few weeks of the surgery, certain things to be taken care about wound care, that is the stitches or staples running along the wound or suture beneath the skin on front of the knee. So that to be taken care, the stitches or staples will be removed several weeks after surgery. A suture beneath the skin will not require removal. Avoid soaking the wound in water until it has thoroughly sealed and dried, and continue bandage the wound to prevent irritation from clothing or support stocking. Then diet. Sometimes appetite loss of is common for several weeks after surgery. A balanced diet, often with an iron supplement, is also important. Activity, that is exercise, is critical component of home care, particularly during the first few weeks after the surgery. Even many people should be able to resume most normal activities, daily living, within 3 to 6 weeks after surgery. Some pain with activity at night is common in several weeks after surgery. So activity program can be a gradual walking program to slow increasing the mobility, initially in the home and later outside, resuming other normal household activities such as sitting, standing and climbing stairs. Specific exercises several times a day to restore movement and strengthen the knee. Probably will be able to perform exercise without help, but they may have there is proper therapy exercises to be conducted, as you can see the image here, for the first few weeks after the surgery. And most likely many individuals will be able to resume driving when the knee starts bending enough, and that can enter and sit comfortably in the car, and the muscle control provides adequate reaction time for braking and acceleration. So most people resume driving approximately 4 to 6 weeks after the surgery. Then also recognizing the signs of a blood clot is very important. So I like to just share you the warning signs of the blood clots. That is increasing pain in the calf, tenderness or redness above or below the knee, new or increasing swelling in the calf, ankle and foot. Then pulmonary embolism. Warning signs are shortness of breath, sudden onset of chest pain, and localized chest pain with coughing. Preventing infection again is very important. So there are warning signs of infections such as persistent fever, more than 100 Fahrenheit orally, chills, increasing redness, tenderness or swelling of the knee wound, drainage from the knee wound, and so drainage from the knee wound, increasing knee pain with both activity and rest. Also very important to avoid falls, because as during the first few weeks after surgery can damage the new knee and may result in a need of a further surgery. So stairs are particular hazards until the knee is strong and mobile, and the person should use cane, crutches, walker, handrails, or have someone to help until the condition is improved and the person is and the knee is more balanced, flexible and strengthened. So should be in continuous guidelines of the surgeon, doctor and the therapist. Further also the things to be taken care, uh, as how knee is different, because improvement of the knee motion is the goal of a total knee replacement, but restoration of full motion is uncommon. So the motion of the knee replacement after surgery can be predicted by the range of motion the person had in the knee before surgery. So most patients can expect to be able to almost fully strengthen the replaced knee and to bend the knee successfully to climb the stairs and get in and out of the car. So kneeling is sometimes uncomfortable, but it is not harmful. So most people feel some numbness in the skin around the incision. So person may feel stiffness, particularly with extensive bending activities. So most people also feel or hear some clicking of the metal and plastics with the knee bending or walking, uh, but this is normal. So this difference is often diminished with time, and most patients find them to be tolerable when compared with the pain and limited function they experienced prior to surgery. So the knee may activate metal detectors required for security in airports and some buildings. So you should so there should be also uh, 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 informed about to the security agents regarding the knee replacement surgery. That is also one of the things that we taken care. And uh, protecting the knee replacement, that is to participate in regular lightweight programs to maintain towards proper strength and mobility of the new knee. Remember, new knee. So to take special precautions to avoid falls or any injuries. So because if the person may break the bone in the leg and may require more surgery. To make sure about dentist knows that the person has a knee replacement surgeries and need to take proper antibiotics, to see the doctor periodically, to go for the examination, x-ray, and have regular therapy sessions. And extending the life of the knee implant is that currently more than 90% of modern total knee replacements are still functioning well 15 years after the surgery. And following the orthopedic surgeon instructions after surgery and taking care to protect the knee replacement and the general health are important ways that the person can contribute to the final success of the surgery. And that's how post surgically the person can take care of the new knee basically with the new implants, and that can be more durable and reliable in further course of time. So that's all for all of the arthroplasty. And so today we have covered about knee arthroplasty, that is total knee replacement surgery, and what all precautions and measures to be taken care. Thank you. And these are the references through which you can extend the further knowledge of the topic. And if you have any doubts, you can also refer them for the further criteria. Thank you.